friends, today I'm going to discuss about functional tools which is used for assessing children with autism spectrum disorder, and in this video today I'm going to discuss four assessment tools like your PEP, that is your psychoeducational profile, that is a revised version, and BAPS, that is Vinland adaptive behavior skills, then your ABLES, that is assessment of basic language and learning skills, and then your TAP, which is called teach transition assessment profile, that is a full form of TAP. So let us go and understand what is PEPR tool. So in this PEPR, okay, so psychoeducational profile, as you see, it is the best tool which is used by the many countries to assess the abilities and formulate the treatment program for children with autism spectrum disorder and also related developmental disorders. See, this checklist basically talks about educational profile. So it will assess the current level of the child in education, find out the current level or ability of the student so that you can formulate the treatment. Formulating the treatment is nothing but preparing the IEP. What will be your objective? For how many minutes you will be teaching? What will be your strategy, accommodation, modification for children with autism spectrum disorder or any other related developmental disorder? As I said, this is very nice tool for preschoolers and grade school age children, like for example first grade or even a second grade student can be assessed with this with the help of this PEPR, which is very easy and very interesting tool which you can find out the current level of the child. So the test covers a variety of key development area and can help to give a better picture of the development pattern of children with autism. So that's why I said this is very nice and programming planning tool. Okay, so the test item are presented with simple concrete instructions, and most of the expected responses are non-verbal. So this is very good checklist even for the non-verbal children, even they can take this test, and the instructions are very simple in concrete with reality in the instructions, very simple. Okay, so in this what happened, the PEPR, as I said, the first part of the 4 volume set. Okay, this is like first part PEP, there are different versions, so it is the first part of 4th volume, because this individualized assessment and treatment for autism and developmental disability. Okay, so it is huge. See, individualized assessment and treatment for autism and development, it's a package. So of this, it is the first volume, you can say a first checklist, or you can say a first book. And the 3rd volume of this set means individualized assessment and treatment for autistic and developmentally disabled children. Okay, so teaching activities for autistic children mesh will well with the PEPR assessment, providing idea for teaching skills and behavior in those areas where the child may exhibit some deficits, that means some difficulties. So this is very good checklist where you can find out the current level and the behavior of the child in different area. It might be a personal, it might be a social, it might be academic. So you can find out very easily with the help of this checklist. So it was developed by Skupler, Eric, Robert J. Richard, then Anne Basford, Margaret D. Lansing, and D. So these are the researchers, these are the authors who have published this particular PEPR. So they have worked wonderfully in the field of education. Then the age range, see, this test is most appropriately used with the children functioning at or below the preschool range and within the chronological age range of 6 months to 7 years. So maximum you can use around 7 years and for other what do you say older students, there are different other tool which we will discuss in a while. So this is the age range, like from 6 months to 7 year you can use this checklist. And then see, if the child is older, okay, which I was talking about 7 but younger than 12 year, that means older than 7, younger than 12, the PEPR can be provided useful information when at least some sort of information on the developmental skills, so that you can plan the treatment, so that you can plan the intervention, so that you can plan the the package for the children with autism spectrum disorder. But after 12 years of age, as I said pre-occasional evaluation using the adolescent and adult psychoeducational profile, that is AAPEP. So with the help of this profile they will be assessed. So below 12 years you can use PEPR, after 12 years you can use APEP, that is your adult psychoeducational profile, which was published by again Cooper and some other authors in 1988, and it is recommended those who are above 12 years. And the administration time of PEPR is around 90 minutes. It will take 45 to maximum 90 minutes. So let us understand the domains. What are the domains in PEPR? See, this used an assessment, PEPR used for the assessment to provide the information on certain areas. Let us see what are those areas. Imitation. As you know, we have already discussed some of the autism checklist in last videos, and even our Indian based tool where you will find lot of domains. It is quite similar, okay. So imitation, then perception, fine motor, gross motor, eye hand coordination, cognitive performance. So these are the domains which is used in PEP and cognitive verbal area. So and apart from these domains, you have some PEPR also identify some degree of domains. I mean, say the degree of information based on the domain, that is behavior abnormality in relating, behavior abnormality in affect, that is cooperation and human interest, and then play and interest in the material, then sensory responses. So all these things we need to find out, and these particular sets are available in PEPR. And the last one is your language, which they can find with the help of this PEPR. Let us see what is PEPR kit includes. Okay, so see, it consists a set of toys and learning material, okay, that are presented to the child within the structured play activity. That means it might be a self-contained room, where it might be a resource room, or it might be a small room, self-contained classroom, okay, structured play activity rooms. So that materials will be provided in that area only. Then administration procedure and scoring. So let us see this. See, the examiner observes, evaluates and record the child response during the test. It's very simple. Almost all the the tools have to follow these administration procedures. And then at the end of the session, the child score are distributed among 7 developmental and 4 behavioral areas, just now which we have seen, 7 domains and 4 behavioral areas based on the domains. So that will be categorized for the scoring. The result profile depicts that child's relative strengths and weaknesses in the different area of development and behavior. It tells exactly what is the deficits, what are the difficulties of the child, what is the weaknesses, what is the strength of the child in different areas. rather than evaluating the child using only passing and failing score. The PEPR provides the third and unique score called emerging. See, I will share it. In this, what happens, you have three columns where you have a pass, then middle emerge, and then third one is failing. So rather passing and failing, it has a unique scoring called emerge. So you need to emerge. So the response scored emerging is one that indicates some knowledge of what is required to complete the task, okay, but not the full understanding of the activities or the skills which is necessary to successful, okay. So it emerging just gives the an indication whether the knowledge is what kind of knowledge is required to complete that particular task or activity. And the child may demonstrate a sense of what the task is about, or even the partially completed it, or but it's kind of peculiar way. So this kind of responses are called emerging. So once you see this checklist, then you will understand. I'll try to share with you all. And then the VABs. VAB is Finland Adaptive Behavior Scale second edition. So let us see what are the components and description of VABs. It was developed by the Sarah S. Sparrow, then Domin V. Chichiti, and David and Abela. So this particular authors have worked hard to prepare this adaptive behavior scale. They have revised this, okay, and they have come with the good projection of the items where it exactly says the adaptive behavior of the child. And the age range of this VAB you can use till 11 years, 2 to 11 years. And what are the formats included? See, in this you have few formats like survey, interview form, parent caregiver rating form, then you have expand interview form, then you have teacher rating form. So survey interview form with parent caregiving and rating form, then you have an expanded interview form. It will expand a little bit, it will take more time. Then teacher rating form, again it will take a little more time. We will discuss what is the administration time. Now here you can see survey interview and parent caring rating, it may take 20 to 60 minutes, at least 1 hour, whereas expanded interview may take around 90 minutes, whereas teacher rating form again 20 minutes. So it is quite 2 to 3 hours if we want to complete the whole checklist, or if we have to complete the whole scene of this assessment. Let us see what are the benefits when we do this VAB. See, it addresses today's special needs population such as intellectual disability, autism spectrum disorder, ADHD. So it expresses what is the requirement of that particular child, adapted with the new norms, expand age range. You can see the age range also 11 years, and improve the item information as well. As you see the formats, there are a lot of forms which they have given where they have to take over, assess, and then useful for diagnosis, qualification for special program, progress reporting, program treatment planning, research, everything they have mentioned in this VAB. So it will give an opportunity to do all these things. So offer both respected semi-structured interview format which focus discussion and gather in-depth information, and also offers convenient rating forms. So these are the things which we can get a benefit when you do the VABs. Now let us see what are the domains in the VABs. One is communication, daily living, socialization. These three domains again correspond. It corresponds like it's kind of similar structure based on these three domains, okay, of adaptive functioning. These are communication, daily living, socialization are of adaptive functionings, okay, as per AAIDD, that is American Association of Intellectual and Developmental Disability. Earlier it was called AAMR, that is American Association for Mental Retardation. Now it has been changed. So as per AAIDD, so this communication, daily living, socialization, these three broad domains is nothing but an adaptive functioning. It's similar to adaptive functioning, you can say. So conceptual, practical, social. This again, as I said, similar to this domain, similar to conceptual and practical social domains. It's quite similar. What do you say? Your adaptive behavior. So in addition, Vinland 2 offers the motor skill domains and an option for maladaptive behavior index to provide more in-depth information about your client. So that's very, very important. So what we can say is these three domains is quite similar to the adaptive behavior, which is mentioned conceptual, practical and social. And apart from that, you have another domains like motor skills domains, and there is an option of maladaptive behavior index. Here the maladaptive behavior is like undesirable behavior which is elicited by the autism spectrum disorder during the activity. That means it's not a good behavior, it's kind of problem behavior, you can say. So understand what is ABLS, that is assessment of basic language and learning skills. So as you see, it is an assessment and curriculum guide and also a tracking program for children with language delay. It is used very commonly with children with autism spectrum disorder and cognitive disabilities like intellectual disabilities. So it can act as a curriculum guide and also tracking the program, tracking the plan, tracking the treatment of the children with developmental delays. So it was developed by Dr. B.F. Skinner. The age range which you can use this checklist is 12 years, and the administration time, it depends on the skill level. There are different kind of skills given in assessment and basic language learning skills checklist. So it being evaluated and administrated familiarity with the child. If the child is familiar with those skills, then only it is administrated, and it has his own time. Now let us understand. See, this assessment gives a valuable knowledge what your child has missed in the course of developmental period, and it also gives you the current level so that you can write in your IP goals. It gives the great information about the child, basic information about the child, so that you can mention in your IP goal and the program goal. And this assessment helps to update the progress tracking so that you can show the chat of progress, that it is the progression of my child. It gives incredible visual description of the child's growth, and it helps the parent loves to and had a great impact when they show the improvement in their child. So there are a lot of benefits which you can get when you assess this basic checklist. And let us see what are the formats and skills are there in the VABS. See, it provides a comprehensive review of 544 skills, from which 26 skills area including like language, social interaction, self-help, academic, motor. These are most typical developing children where they acquire when they enter to the preschool or kindergarten. So that's very, very important. So there are a lot of other skills which I have mentioned only few, which is very important when the child goes to the preschool. And within the skills, that there are a bunch of tasks. Okay, you have a skill, let us say if it is a language domain, again you may have around 10 to 15 questions, and then that task has to be assessed. So you rate how well the student accomplish those particular tasks with the rubrics as no. So if they cannot do it at all, you leave it blank. Remember, okay, if they're not able to, just leave the blank. The rubrics will indicate how many box to fill. Okay, if they can somewhat do the task, let them do. If they're not able to do, just leave the blank. So this is the procedure and this is the format of the skills which they have. We're not going to discuss the rubrics and all, just we're going to have a brief information about this, okay, which we are discussing. Now let's see a tracking procedure or progress of ABLS. See, the color you will fill out the form with it, which is associated with the dates. Okay, so there are different color coding in this. So every few months or twice a year you can update this to show the progress. The next time you fill it out, use a new color. You're not going to use the same color. Okay, so this has a great visual cue of how much your child is progressing or how much child has progressed. So check out the student rockstar progress. That means the orange and the blue color are two different assessment dates. So one is your pre and one is your post assessment dates, and the gray is your baseline, when your child have come with you, what you have assessed, and then your first and then your second progress. In that way you're going to track the progress. Now let's see the tab which is called TACCH, Transition Assessment Profile. Okay, so this is also very, very important. So this Teach Transition Assessment Profile, is an improved version, you can say, of AAPEP, which we have discussed earlier a while ago in the video. So which is developed by the Gary Massibo and John B. Thomas in the year 2007. So they have published in the year 2007, and the age range is adolescent to adult with autism spectrum disorder, particularly those with transition need, those who are about to go to the vocational area. For them you can use this profile test, and the administration time is 1.5 hour for a direct observation, 3.5 hour for 3 scales. So in this you have a 3 scales, and this is all direct observation testing. So what are the 3 scales? One is direct observation scales. You can say every scale will take 1 hour. So direct observation scale, nothing but it's a direct assessment of skills that can be administered by the special educator, teacher, psychologist, even occasional instructor, job coach, those who are can indulge with that particular. So it is a direct observation. Then one is your home scale, which assess and evaluate the performance at his home or her home. That means a residential setting. Interview is very, very important. And next one is your school or work scale, which assess the academic and occasional training or occasional setting via interview with individual teacher or work supervisor about his performance. So these 3 scales will be assessed within around 3.5 hour, okay, and 1.5 hour for direct observation. Okay, now let us see the domains available in tab. One is vocational profile, vocational behavior, independent functioning, leisure skills, functional communication, and last one is your interpersonal behavior. Okay, so this interpersonal behavior within 3 different contexts, that means 3 different scales which we have just now seen. So you have to assess this interpersonal behavior in that 3 areas. So as you see, these all domains is belong to vocational setup, vocational assessment. Okay, so this is very, very important. Now let us see what the administration. See, individual, not in group. That means you are going to assess this tool individually. You cannot assess in group. And the educator, parent, counselor, caregiver, providers, okay, can use this powerful tool to assist individual with autism spectrum disorder and to prepare a successful semi-independent adult life, so that the child can be independent and survive in the community and do their job. So as it is mentioned, personal development, recreation, living, adult integration into employment, and residential arrangement. These are the major areas where we try to make the child independent, adult independent, so that they can survive in the community. Let us see a benefit about the tab. See, the tab will also help to provide and identify the individual transition goal, strength, weaknesses, like in which trade the child is interested, whether he is interested to work as a office boy, whether he is interested to work as a gardener, whether he is interested to work in some computer area. So that will tell you exactly. And then cumulative record skill, that is called CRS. So along with 2 data collection form, it provides an efficient method ongoing assessment. See, when you assess the child with intellectual or autism spectrum disorder, you must not just assess and leave. You need to do a follow up, that is ongoing assessments, which is very, very important. Then TAP can be used to facilitate educational and transition planning also, which is very, very important. And it emphasizes on evaluating that 6 major functional skill area which we have discussed. That means the 6 domain areas we need to evaluate very clearly. So these are the benefits which you can see. And identification of preference of individuals with limited communication skills. For individual with limited communication skills also has a preference, where the child can go and they can work with some sort of semi-employment structure. Okay, so these are the benefits of TAP. I hope you have understood.